Death is inevitable fate. One day we have to go. You hope you did your best in life, but how are you to know? It's not the model car you drive, the brand of clothes you wear. It's not your balance in the bank or trinkets that you bear. It's not the square root of your house or what you have inside. There's no material you possess that proves success in life. It's all the things you sacrificed and every choice you made. It's all the lessons that you learned while making big mistakes. It's bad times that you persevered. It's all the fun you've had. It's any time you ever laughed. It's every tear you shed. It's every beer you ever drank and every joint you smoked. It's every wish you ever had. It's all your dreams and hopes. It's all the stories that you've told, the places that you've been. It's all the books you ever read, the movies that you've seen. It's every sunset that you caught and every cent you spent. It's anyone you ever loved who mourns you in the end. It's all these things and so much more. So there's no need to stress. If you lived your life wild and free, it's been a huge success.
3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to episode 87 of Ruse Radio. Never before have we had a first-time guest back so soon. Yes, we just had such a great...
I live close by.
No, sir, it's more than that. I just had such a great time with you, and that's why I invited you back so quickly. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me again, man. I'm really flattered that you took your time to do this with me again.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm happy to have you back.
I know you're not supposed to be moving right now, like.
I know, and it's funny because on the show, like I was telling you beforehand, this is coming out a few weeks after, and we were talking about that on the last one. So like, man, this guy's been supposed to move for 3 months now. What's going on here? They're probably really confused because these episodes are so much in advance that they don't have no idea what's going on. I keep talking about moving. Like, why? Is he really gonna move? So let's just jump right into it with Words Are Worth It. That's the name of this podcast. And I mean, I guess I would why don't you just riff on that for a second? How does that make you feel, that idea? Words are worth it.
I scrutinize over every word that I use in one of my poems. Every word is so important, from its connotation to the way I use it to the way I place it, to whether you say fire or heat. I mean, it makes establishes a totally different mood in your poem, rap, whatever genre that words are everything.
Yeah, 100%.
When it comes, words hold an incredible amount of power. I mean, you can heal with words, or you can, you can devastate.
Yeah.
You have to be careful how to use it. I definitely got to be. My words are super powerful. They definitely resonate, especially when I have passion behind them. I have overstepped my boundaries before, and I have regretted it. I didn't realize how much power my words hold, and yeah, you gotta be careful.
Well, I've learned over time that there's real value in the one thing about words being worth it that I've really realized is I got to get better with not saying that like word. So let's see how many times Ruse says it in this one. Because that one's, it's a bad word. It's a bad word. If there's real bad words, that's what they are. It's like and and all those.
Oh, but everything's got to have a filler, man.
Yeah,
Don't feel bad. It's just instinct.
It takes the power out of what you say. That's what it is. It
power,
takes the worth out of the words.
That's why I write. That's why I write. And I feel like when I write, I clean it up as much as I wash away all those extra. The flow, is dynamic. And I've gotten a lot better with it too. And your rap songs that you write.
Yeah,
it's the way you continuously like flow, and it's so like clean and just as opposed to like maybe if you did a freestyle, it wouldn't be as like, because you got to come up with words on the spot, but when you're writing, you actually have time to consider like, oh wait, maybe should I use that word? That word's always been like sometimes I'll like ask people like, well, what do you call this? What do you like? Sometimes I do. I get inspired by friends, and I think every artist does.
Well, it's like.
There's no other word you could use, but don't punish yourself.
Hey, I'm trying to make rules here.
Rules are good.
Yeah, they are.
Rules are good.
They are. It makes you better. It makes you a better poet. It makes you a better.
Yeah, I think challenging yourself with rules, while you write pieces. Sometimes I give myself rules when I write certain pieces, because they wouldn't have as much depth.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have as much of my personal, soul, heart, and soul in them.
How do you put the soul inside of the words?
It has to be the truth. It has to be, and you have to not just think that it's the truth. You have to absolutely know that what you're saying is the way it is. You have to really feel that way. What you're portraying. You have to know how it feels for yourself, or else no one will be able to relate to it.
Yeah, it has
and
to
if
come
it's
from
real,
you.
it will resonate. It will flow like a sound wave. It will just completely just take everyone to their knees.
Yeah.
Metaphorically, it'll just people. It will resonate with people inside their innermost self, innermost depth. And they will heal from it. They'll heal from it.
So, with that being said, then, when you're writing poetry, what do you think your main thought process is? What do you think the main thing that's happening in your head is?
How do I portray a concept or an idea or a moral in an epic way, totally different than it's ever been done before, but still make it rhyme.
Yeah.
Like that's the challenge I always give myself.
Yeah.
How do I do it completely different?
Yeah.
But it still has to flow into a stanza and it has to rhyme.
Yeah. So how do you do it?
I don't even fucking know. If somehow I smoke weed, I cry, I throw fits, I've thrown chairs, I freak out because my ink runs out in my pen. I yell at my girlfriend that I apologize, then we, I don't know, I'm joking, I don't yell at my girl, but like I flip out, she puts me in my place, like, and I'm like, I'm sorry, babe. And then, read it. I read what I have already a million times. Sometimes I get stuck on how to make a verse flow. I get headaches, migraines. I freaking lost all my hair. I don't know how I do it, man.
Well, what I was gonna say is there's a million different ways to get it right. Is kind of what comes
but then
from.
at the end, it's just like when it's done, it's like a million pounds off of my chest.
Yeah.
It's like the amount of pride that I feel. It's like the most epic high when I finish a piece. Especially ones that take me through all that.
So when you got here, you wrote down a piece, and you asked me for a pen, and you wanted to write it down so you could say it on here. So why don't you go ahead?
That's embarrassing.
I mean, no. I just feel like that's the best way to set it up, because that really, to me, like, that shows your dedication to it. You really wanted to recite the poem.
Yeah, I really lost all my notes. Like, I just feel like, the poems that I feel like are good enough that are finalized pieces, are like have formed and evolved, and it's like before everything was just practice. Like, these pieces here are the ones that portray my how my styles evolved really up until this point. So for instance, this poem, Successful Life, when I feel if a piece is finished and it's good enough, it's what I feel like is good enough, not me 10 years ago that, thought that, this piece is good. No, I realize now, and it's always evolving. You're always evolving as an artist.
Yeah.
So, the thought process that goes into something, I'll get stuck, and I'm almost like I'll give up, and then I've come back to poem. I've started writing 2 separate poems, and I realized no, this should just be one. I went one place with a poem, and ended up going a totally different direction. I mean, the piece ended up being something completely different than what it even intended on starting out. I mean, and that's, I don't wish it upon anyone.
Yeah.
Right, but I don't, absolutely write poetry. I totally recommend anyone write poetry, but I don't. This curse that I have, it was I don't wish it upon any you guys, for real. It's like a mind fuck when I write a piece. It's like everybody why do I do I do this? Why is this? But it won't let me go. It won't let it go until I finish it. And I've been I spend my life trying to figure out why.
So how do you, is that every piece, or is it just some of them?
Some of them would just come out I've written pieces in a couple hours before that just flowed out of me, where the hell did this come from,
Yeah.
But then again, like I said, those were just those were just kind of rough drafts,
Okay, well, you didn't, I don't know if you really said, so it's really, you told me before we started recording, but what do you mean when you say the rough drafts, and how do you think about that when it comes to your poems and the way that they've changed over time? I
feel like before I really figured out how I want to form my style, which I never really figured it out. It just kind of, worked itself out over years, and I realize now that it's been there the whole time, satire, capturing people's attention, putting that kind of comedic, satiric twist.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just my personality. That's just my, every piece is just my personality. If someone did the same topic, it would be completely different. But that's what's wonderful. That's wonderful about it.
Yeah.
Art. I love to see that. I love to see other artists do the same topic I do, and see their point of view. It's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, it's just, to me, it's interesting, always, the artistic process and how everybody does it differently. And it really is crazy just how different everybody is. You can give people advice, but when it comes to, I mean, there's general advice. There's things you can say. You could tell somebody, this is how you make music, this is how you do it. But in the end, it really comes down to how that person wants to express themselves and the emotions they want to convey and what's really inside of their soul. I mean, you're not going to make something original based on the advice that someone gave you. That's not how it happens. I mean, you can use some of their advice. Some of their advice might contribute, but that doesn't make the piece. The piece came from whatever that is, whatever that spark is, whatever that is inside of the human, right? The human spirit. It's something. And that's why I love art so much. That's why it speaks to me. That's why I want to live in art. That's why I want to live through art. That's why if I could make art, I look at podcasts as art. I look at this as art. I look at conversations as art.
Totally an art.
And if I could live through art, not an art, I look at it like art. This is art.
The way you edit it is an art form. It's beautiful.
Yeah. And there's just something about art and the fact that it's up for interpretation. And I think that we should look at more things that way. Things are up for interpretation. It's not what we think they are. That's what art tries to teach us.
That's what art's there for.
Yes, exactly. That's the ultimate lesson.
Interpret it.
It's for us to interpret. And
for
with
everyone.
all that being said, let's hear that poem. Let's hear it.
This poem's called Successful Life. Death is an inevitable fate. One day we have to go. You hope you did your best in life, but how are you to know? It's not the model car you drive, the brand of clothes you wear. It's not your balance in the bank or trinkets that you bear. It's not the square root of your house or what you have inside. There's no material you possess that proves success in life. It's all the things you sacrificed and every choice you made. It's all the lessons that you learned while making big mistakes. It's bad times that you persevered. It's all the fun you've had. It's any time you ever laughed. It's every tear you shed. It's every beer you ever drank and every joint you smoked. It's every wish you ever had. It's all your dreams and hopes. It's all the stories that you've told, the places that you've been. It's all the books you ever read, the movies that you've seen. It's all every sunset that you caught and every cent you spent. It's anyone you ever loved who mourns you in the end. It's all these things and so much more. So there's no need to stress. If you lived your life wild and free, it's been a huge success. Thank you. You know, that's one of my serious pieces, but I feel like I revised it enough to where it was clean enough. It was up to my standard.
Yeah.
But that's just that's a very rare that I do like a serious heartfelt piece like this.
Yeah.
Normally I like to stick to satire because, I mean, when I write, I feel enough emotion as it is.
Yeah.
So I'd rather fucking use my sarcasm and make people laugh than that. But this, I love this piece, and I think a lot of people told me this, like, they really like this piece, like one of the best pieces probably I ever did. So yeah, I'm really happy with it.
Yeah. And to you, what is that piece ultimately about?
I mean, that's just what it says. You know, it's a successful life's not about how much you've accumulated. You know, it's all the memories that you accumulated.
Yeah.
You know, it's all those. You know, you measure a person's success by who comes to their funeral.
Wow.
Not the balance in their bank account.
I feel like I've had to have heard that somewhere before. That's a good one. I like that.
Think about it, man. Like, you know, I know that it's a morbid thought. But a lot of people think about how they want to live.
Yeah.
I thought about it one day. I'm like, how do I want to die? Like, you ever thought about how do you want to die? Yeah, I mean, I want to die definitely old. You know, with all my children and my grandchildren around my bed crying. That's how I want to die. You know, and that will prove that my life's been a success. I feel like. These are just some of the weird things I think about.
I would want to die knowing that I affected as many people as I possibly could, and knowing that I didn't hold back and I didn't choose to not share myself with all these people, you know? Because it's all about the choice that I make. It's the choice to share yourself with people. You initiate that.
I like that. Yes, the choice.
And if I was on my deathbed and I knew I didn't make that choice, that would be my ultimate regret.
Every artist makes that choice.
That's why I love art. It's my avenue of connection. It's how I do it.
This man just caused me to have a revelation.
I'm happy to hear this.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Man. Thank you.
Yeah, man. I'm happy to hear that. Hey, how about we get into that improv exercise now? How about we go into it? So let's do a little thing.
Let's try it.
So we were going to do
sentences?
Sentences. And we'll explain it to the people real quick. So how we're going to do it is we'll just start it off as a story. We'll do a story. If we want, we can have a premise, but I think it's more fun if we just make it up as we go. So we're going to do sentences, and it's just an improv game. It's like
we can
he's going to say
we can
a
do like a
sentence.
top. We can do kind of like a focus point. If you want.
No. We'll figure it out. Believe me. We'll find.
I know.
It'll
We'll
be fun. It'll be fun. So,
are you kidding me?
He's gonna say a sentence. I'm gonna say a sentence, and vice versa forever until the end of time. And that's how it's gonna go. It's the game. So, you want me to start, or you want to start? We're gonna tell a story.
Well, you're the host, so you know it's on. I think this is your place. So
okay, you know what? We will do a theme then. I want you to give me a theme. You give me a theme.
A theme.
Yeah. You got it. I got a theme in me. If you don't got one.
I can't think of it. I just can't for some reason. I can't think
castle. Of it. It's a castle.
Castle.
Yeah.
I like that. Medieval.
All right. Yes. Oh, medieval. You just leveled up my theme. We're doing medieval. All right.
Oh, great. All
right.
Yeah. See, you got my brain moving.
Here we go. You ready? So, the townsfolk spoke of a dragon.
He was a mighty beast who breathed gallons of fire as he passed above the small town and caused devastation.
Ooh. There was another dragon that was a lightning dragon.
Magic was weak amongst the people. They had no power to defend themselves against these furious beasts. A hero would have to evolve.
However, there was mutterage.
What the fuck is a mutterage? I don't.
I'm trying to think of the old
Bro,
word.
I know. I speak 2 languages. I don't know what the fuck that means.
Mutterage. Hey man, new words are made every day.
Yeah.
There was
did you just make that up?
No.
Artist credo.
There was mutterage of a wizard on an island not far from the castle.
Damn it, dude. Mutterage?
Okay, you want me to define it for you real quick?
You win.
It's like rumors. Like there's rumors.
I'm kidding. Oh, there was mutterage.
You know, like there people were muttering.
That's really cool. I'm an idiot.
I should have defined it for you. I should have.
That's funny. They muttered of.
Yeah.
They muttered of Mighty Knight.
Mighty Knight. Okay, so there's mutterage of a magician
There's
and
mutterage of Mighty Knight.
Mighty Knight. There's both of them. Okay.
Why are we thinking of so many tongue twisters?
Because it's a great story. It's a fairy tale. It's beautiful.
It is.
All right, so Mighty Knight.
There's always a Mighty Knight.
Oh, okay. I got it.
Now.
The king came out to give a speech.
As the town folks looked on, the king promised that they will all be safe in his wonderful kingdom, and they that he would find a mighty knight to slay the dragons, and he would have a wedding for his beautiful daughter, who had long blonde locks.
He's making a lot of promises.
And everyone in the town would be invited after the dragons have been slayed, and they would be part of the feast.
Okay. Just then, Mighty Knight stepped on stage.
He wore armor so shiny, he blinded people when they looked at it. His sword...
You really paint a picture.
His sword was so sharp, you could... It would slice through a silk handkerchief if it fell upon it.
Ooh. Okay. The king said, "This is a man."
By the way, I got that from the Bodyguard, motherfucker.
I like it, man. That was good. Mighty Knight steps on stage and Garrett grabs the microphone, because this is a medieval time with microphones for some reason. And he says, well, it's the magic from the dragon. But I shouldn't be giving all these details. We're breaking the rules. We're breaking all the rules. We shouldn't be saying anything. We should only be saying our sentence. And actually, I let you break the rules a bunch of times. You got to remember, it's only one sentence.
How long do we got to play this game?
Okay, we can change the game. Let's do a rhyme game now. So this time, we have to rhyme.
Oh, no.
So it's the same thing, but we have to rhyme now.
Rapper versus poet rhyme game.
Hey.
Wow. Has this ever been done before?
No, probably never.
Let's do it.
All right, so let's do it. Rapper versus poet. So how it works is... And if we do double syllable rhymes, that's even better.
What the fuck is a double syllable rhyme?
Triple syllable? Okay, so it's like if I said, oh, dude, you know what? While you ask, because I was going to show you this pre-podcast, but I was like, you know what? I should save it. And I did for this moment. This moment right here. So check this out. This is a bunch of... Oh, wait. I did show you this.
Holy moly.
No, I showed you it before.
I'm lost. Where's the rhyme?
But I'm going to show you it again. Let's just pretend I didn't show you, and the audience doesn't know anything, right? They have no clue what's going on, so I'm saying it. So these are internal rhymes. So turning out they pockets as I burn it in my rocket. In, out, a, a. So, okay, so there's 4 rhymes going on in there. In that whole thing. And I keep that going. So I won't do the whole thing. I'll just do part of it. Turning out they pockets as I burn it in my rocket, and my urges tell me stop it. Be a hermit for the profit. Star bursting, candy coppet, straight bourbon to a droplet. You a serpent, I'm a goblin, you a person. I am cosmic, you is certain. I won't knock it, I was sure that I was not it. I would feel I was alone. I adore how y'all would knock it. I ignored all forms of logic I performed. I mourned the novice I was for. I formed a topic, paper torn, and born the product, made some more. Gorgeous comets, constellations, soaring comets, age of war. Rewards the posits waiting forth. I storm exotic, break the board. Florida mileage, brain sore. Enormous noggin came from port. A pouring honesty from decor to melodics. That's what I mean by internal rhyme. Like like double syllable. There's just a lot going on the inside of there, right?
I don't know if I could do that.
Well, that's just what I'm saying is, as we play this game, keep in mind that we don't have to just do, if I say core, you don't have to say poor. I could say light core, and you can say fight more. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We can do rhymes like those.
Well, let's try.
It's more fun.
We can try.
That's all I'm trying to say. I figured that whole thing, that would be a fun way to incorporate that. Just to show what internal rhymes and what double and triple syllable and all that is.
I think I get it.
So yeah. So here we go. I'll start. You can do the theme again. Give me a new theme. 'Cause actually, I came up with a theme before. So I came up with castle. So let's do something brand new.
Let's go like...
It could be anything.
Oh, yeah. So you went medieval. Let's go like science fiction.
Ooh, is that it?
Yeah, like AI or something.
AI
robot. An AI robot who is a poet. Because he's learned how to feel emotion.
Okay.
And AI is evolved to feel emotion and has become a poet because his art form from pain.
Okay, I got it. So, this poem was written by AI Poem Man. Oh, and I didn't establish the rules. So you say a rhyme, and then you have to say the next one to establish the next rhyme.
So you have to understand that he learned how to feel.
No. You have to rhyme with man. At least man.
Okay.
Because it ended with man.
Okay. Can we start over?
Yeah, no. Because I messed you up. I messed up the flow. So this is what I'm saying. It has to rhyme in the sense that I'll set up the first rhyme, then you go and you do a rhyme to what I set up, and then you set up the next one, and I go off of you. That way, we're both setting up rhymes back and forth.
That's what I did, but okay.
Okay, so
go ahead. Let's try it.
All right. So ready?
Yeah.
So, it was 2024. Oh, but okay, it was 2024, and AI poems were real.
One robot figured out a way to learn how to feel.
Good. And now you do the next line.
So he.
You got it.
So he had to have an outlet. So he had to have an outlet. He began to write.
He'd plug himself in all day and all night.
Ooh, this is difficult, but it's fun.
Oh no, it's my turn now because I gotta set up the next one.
Yeah, you gotta set up the next one.
That's why I was explaining it.
Breaking your own fucking rules, Mo.
Yeah, dude, it's fun. As long as we get the flow right, it's perfect. We could do this forever because we're it's a rapper and a poet. All right, so he wrote a love poem, a comedy one too.
It was about a sexy ass robot in blue. He went to go get some juice and fell in love with her at first sight.
His heart was alive above his head, alight. He was lit up alive. Her name was Robata.
He got on one knee and said, "You know, I gotta ask you a question. Would you please be my wife?"
She said, "Not just yet," and his heart filled with strife. He went back home with the thought on his mind.
He didn't have any tear ducts, but his memory drive was crying.
That works. I'll take it.
He wished he never even learned how to feel.
He wished he wasn't made out of steel. He wished that his creator was never made.
Man, but we're talking future. He's probably made out of some fucking crazy alloy, lightweight.
I just guessed. It rhymed, you know. Don't make me explain it.
No,
because I was thinking as I said it,
man.
It's probably not that.
I'm just so high. I don't know if I can go with it.
This is a good story. Hey man, we were going off your crazy ass premise. So We made it work. You know what I was gonna go for if we kept the story going?
That was good.
I was gonna go for she was gonna write her a love poem. That's why I had her say no to the marriage proposal.
No, we keep going.
Well, I just spoiled it. So let's do a new one.
No, that was awesome. That was awesome.
Or we could do a new improv game. You said we could make one up. There's plenty we could do. This is fun, man.
Man, that is the whole. Listen, so keeping an open mind.
Yeah,
it's
that's why I like this.
Who would take on revolutionizing poetry? Who needs that in their life?
Yeah.
But I feel like people need it, man. And feel like people need it. They don't even know they need it. But then it blew me away how many people I met that were like, yeah, I'm an artist. I'm a poet. They're so beautiful that, the person you least expect, picks up a pen and a notebook and to heal.
Yeah.
To express themselves, I think it's an amazing thing, man. I've had some amazing experiences and then some very unexpected, like people who are just wonderful artists, and then they're just like, they just don't expose them. They're just, nobody knows about it.
Was it you that was going to speak with me about a homeless man that they met that was really good? So tell me about that.
So I didn't hear any of his poetry, but just the fact that he told me that he wrote poetry and also sometimes painted, and he said he liked to draw with pencil, which I'd love to see some of his art. But when I met him, I thought this was a form of art, and I took pictures of it. He could stack $1 in pennies, and that's how he makes money, by betting people that he can stack every penny he has on the table.
Yeah.
Yes. I took a picture. He really can do it. And nickels are pretty easy to stack. Pennies are not so easy. And this guy will drink like 3 tall boys and stack $1 in pennies. Dude, shit's incredible. You got to see this shit. He is usually at Burger King on Corona Road. If you buy him a Natty Daddy tall boy, he will stack like every penny he has across a Burger King table in a V pattern, like a migrating bird. It's pretty cool. We live in Flint, man. I need to entertain yourself. You know, when you're not a fucking junkie. That's what I do.
Yeah.
I go to Burger King and watch people stack pennies.
Well, you know what's interesting about Flint is that people just drive into buildings around here, apparently.
Dude, what's up with people driving into buildings?
What's up with that? That's literally a Flint thing. That's Flint.
It's a thing.
It's not anywhere else. That's for sure. Because the thing is, it happened 4 times in a row. That's what's crazy.
It needs to stop being a thing.
Let's agree on that one. Let's put that one out there. Hey guys, can we all agree on that? Let's stop crashing into buildings.
Please.
What's going on there?
No more trying to. Yeah, just drive straight.
Yeah.
Drive
straight.
Don't just at a random moment just twist your steering wheel into a building. That's not cool. Like it's not a good idea, guys.
Yeah.
It's not gonna end well.
It's not gonna end well. You know what's gonna happen? Your butt's gonna be where your head is. Oh. Hey, here's what we're gonna do for the next half of this podcast. We're gonna flip it on them. Okay, how about this? Now we're gonna be our comedian selves, because we're comedians.
Yeah.
And we're both gonna go. You're gonna come to Chicago.
Wait, we're comedians?
Yeah, man. We talked about this in the last episode together.
That was a joke.
Oh, gosh darn it! Look at you. You're already ahead of me. Okay, because I was about to say we have to stay in comedy mode, but dang it!
My style of comedy's mind fucking.
No, that's what we should be doing. So I just have to. It's always yes-anding. It's exactly. We got this. We know what comedy is. You and I, because you're gonna come to Chicago and you're gonna be a comedy star with me. All right, so here we go. We're comedians now. So how about you come out? and we're gonna play something, okay? You're coming
Absolutely,
out, and
bro.
you're gonna give the people a stand up bit. Give them your bit. If you're going out on stage right now, what would you say?
What? How you guys doing, man? That's all, man. Life is just funny, man. Life is a funny thing. I don't even I just live life, and I just talk about it on stage. Fucking funny, be a for example, man.
Woo!
I was trying to write some jokes, and I just got drew a blank. As I'm standing in my roommate's living room, perhaps I talked about it in the last podcast, but that old man, he just resonated with me, man. Again, it's unbelievable. Only in Flint.
Yeah.
You think I need a joke?
Old men are
and you
wise.
look out the window, and there's an old man pushing himself in a wheelchair backwards with one foot, and he's got a big pole with a little orange flag attached on top of it. I mean, you got to see this.
Let me ask you something.
Sight,
I have this theory that I came up with. So when you look at old people, they have wrinkles, right?
Oh.
And turtles are wise, and old people are wise. You think there's something to that?
Absolutely. I mean, the more wrinkles you have, I think the wiser you are, man.
Dude, I agree. Because
kind of like rings on a tree.
Yeah. And that's why when Sonic gets so many rings, he's so fast. I was just thinking about that the other day.
Yeah,
like rings. It's something about rings and wrinkles and lines and circles and collection and getting more.
It all goes together. It all...
Yeah. It's
I
like
think you're reaching on your conspiracy theories a bit, but...
You think so?
Maybe a few of those things...
I don't think it's a conspiracy theory. What?
No, I'm kidding. I'm
kidding too. See, I got you back. Boom. But
Oh, you did. You got me, man.
There we go. See? I was trying. I kind of put you
got
in
me fucking 2 stone before you did. So
hey.
Sorry about that.
I have no idea what he's talking about. We didn't see. The thing is, I tricked you. It wasn't even real.
No, it wasn't.
Whatever I gave you beforehand, that wasn't even real. It was just a little bit of lavender and chamomile.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's funny. I really got you. It's all been a prank this whole time. This whole thing's been a joke.
Look, it's the placebo effect, man.
Yeah. I thought it was, literally, no joke. I thought it was pronounced placebo. Placebo. I'm serious. I really thought that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a song where I actually say that. It fits the rhyme, and I said placebo. Because I thought that was the actual word.
I think you have a right to do that as an artist, man.
Well...
You can fucking twist and fuck up a word any way you want.
Placebo to placebo? Come on. And that maybe I did it on purpose, but that was literally just because I was being a genius.
That's what it takes. Like, that's where genius comes from. It comes from, like...
Dyslexia?
You don't even know.
Yeah.
How you do it. That's what I'm saying. You ask me, like, how do you write? How do you write a poem? I couldn't tell you, man. But I'll tell you what. I'll tell you one thing. If you want to write poetry, experience life, or anything, any kind of genre.
Become the turtle.
I mean, become the turtle. Just, I don't, make good choices. I don't, I'm not sitting here like telling people to like just go crazy, but carpe diem.
Yeah.
See, like everybody's telling you like one thing. Have you ever had anybody tell you like, oh, what? I wouldn't do that. Like, that's so dangerous. You're like, oh, I want to try this. And you're like, man, but that's dangerous. You could die if you do that. I tell them, like, I'd rather die than never try it.
Yeah. Yeah, what is...
You ever felt like that?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, somebody, they could all blow up in your face. Yeah, well, I'd rather have it all blow up in my face than never... Than always wonder, well, what if I had attempted this? What if I had tried this? You know, what if I had never got up on stage? What if you never tried to write rap? What if you never tried to do a podcast? Me and you would never be sitting here right now. You wouldn't have those cool fucking blue sunglasses. You know?
Well,
Ruse?
It's even possibly true that if Ashton Kutcher never was born and he was never around for the movie Butterfly Effect to get filmed, then I wouldn't be able to reference that right now in this conversation because it wouldn't be as popular as it is. I don't know if people were saying it before that movie came out. I'm not sure if that's true. But that is the Butterfly Effect. That's what I'm saying. It's all the Butterfly Effect. It's
yes. You know
I look at it like this.
Me and you, that's incredible, man. Like as you were talking about Ashton Kutcher in there, and I knew where you were going with it, but I was thinking Butterfly Effect in my head.
Yeah.
Like me and you really have like our thought pattern like travels in a very similar direction. It's almost like I've never met anyone, and that's what always boggles. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so relieving to know like I've met art artists and like there are other people that I'm not just some fucking intricate weirdo, you know. Like everybody. I mean, everybody knows they, you know, you either accept me the way I am, or I mean, it is what it is.
Well, you know what it kind of feels like. I bet it's kind of like walking.
People.
It's kind of like walking in a room and being like, "Oh my god, it's not
I'm so
me,
relieved,
it's
bro.
them. It really is them."
Bruce, I'm so relieved.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's like there are other people that feel like me. Like, thank goodness.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's other people.
No, seriously. I that's awesome that you're the first one that's been really interested in that type. Like, well, let's revolutionize poetry, and words are important. Words are my power.
Yeah.
I challenge any. Like, I'm not scared of anything, dude. I went from learning English has turned me from a shy kind of a pushover kid to the confidence I feel now as a man, as an artist. It's been an incredible transformation. I mean, I wouldn't like. It took a lot of pain and anguish, but I wouldn't have changed a thing.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful to be sitting here right now talking to you, and I truly believe that if I wouldn't have experienced what I experienced, I would not be here.
You know, I saw a great quote the other day, and it was that success is a series of mistakes. I'm sorry, let me say it again. Success is a pile of mistakes, and you're sitting on top of it rather than under it.
Awesome. That's an awesome metaphor, man. Like, it's so right on the money, man.
Yeah,
like,
it says it all, right?
Success is because then now you know what not to do. You're sitting on top of it, and you left it all behind you, and you know what not to do.
When you make mistakes every day, that's the other part of it. That process never ends.
Sometimes you take a wrong turn, and the wrong turn leads you in the right direction.
And you have to be open to that. You have to be open to that idea that that's going to happen.
Yes.
Because, I mean, the thing is, people say these things, but then, like, they don't actually do it when the time comes. The time comes for them to do it, and they don't remember that that was the principle, that's the idea. And they take that wrong turn, and they just keep going the wrong ways.
Well, that's what
they keep missing those opportunities.
You forget why. Because life happens, man.
Yeah.
Life happens and I gotta go, besides being a fucking poet, I gotta go be a father, which I love. I have to go be a friend. I have to go be a boyfriend. I have to go be probably eventually an employee somewhere.
Yeah. Notice you only loved one of those things.
No, I love my girlfriend, and but I liked some of the jobs I've had. But anyways, the point is that besides being an artist, you wear all those other hats and life happens. And you forget why you started to write or whatever genre. You do paint or whatever, that play. You forgot why in the first place.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Because
well,
you
I
had
think...
a passion. It's because there's something inside of you that screamed out for it.
Yeah, well, and I think people just forget that in life in general. That's the thing. I think that's why art that's done well speaks to that fundamental thing to people who aren't even artists. They understand that it's that playful thing within all of us. It's inside every single one of us. That feeling of engagement with curiosity, with this open, infinite pool of whatever that is. And, we lose touch of that, just like you said. In life, we get all this bullshit right on top of that, and it just ruins our template of that beautiful version of the world that we all start out with. That's why, the earlier you get the bullshit, the more fucked up you probably are, because you got that bullshit early. It's best if you get that bullshit late, son. That's how it goes. I mean, really, there should be a bullshitometer on everybody when they walk in a room, because it's actually the people with more bullshit that are the ones that you want to work with more. Well, they know better because they've been through more bullshit.
You mean life experience, and it just depends on how...
I mean troublesome life experience. I mean life experience that introduces you to adversity.
Mental scars and pain and seeing things from other people's perspectives.
Yeah.
Having, gaining those revelations that add dimensions to your art.
Yeah. Exactly.
Inspire you in ways, when everyone, draws a circle, in a counterclockwise direction, you do it the other way around, or I don't know. If you can figure out any other way.
I thought you were going to say when everybody draws a circle, draw a square or draw a different...
I mean, you draw a square, you draw a triangle. That's a good one, too.
I thought that's where you were going.
Yeah, see, I'm not even... I'm trying to draw the same fucking circle, but...
You should be drawing a triangle, man.
I'm like, I gotta go to Australia to draw this fucking circle. I don't know. Like, my circle's gotta move in the complete opposite direction, or my circle becomes a figure 8.
Ooh.
Like, where I just weave off in my own path, Like, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Not, everybody's... I'm not just going to compete with drawing shapes. I'm trying to say, like, forget how you guys are all doing it.
Right.
Because it's not working. That's what we were talking about, man. I'm sorry. It's just... It works. No, it works for the individual, but not the revolution.
How about this? Have you considered that perhaps you are correct, but you're ahead of your time, and in your lifetime, you will never be able to see this one out?
Absolutely. That idea, and for some demented reason, it hasn't stopped me from writing at all. That's the thing, man. It's like I write, like, I don't write for anybody else, but it becomes for everybody else. Because once I have an idea.
Because words are worth it.
On paper, words are worth it. But yeah, it's like at the end, like, after all that anguish, like, when it's done, like, even now, I'm, like, thinking about it. Like, it's almost making me tear up, because I look at it, I'm like, that was all worth it. It was worth it. It was worth it. Like, everybody's, like, got their own, like, everything that's going on around me, everyone has their own agendas.
Yeah.
And, everybody's like, do this, can you... let's get something to eat. Let's, do this. And amongst all of this, I'm creating. I'm still working on that poem inside my head. And I don't tell my friends because, They already know I'm weird. But it's like, that's what's weird. Try having that following you around. All your whole life. And think if you wouldn't be weird and peculiar. And people who subscribe to me, people that can deal with me, are just angels. Epic angels, man. Because...
Hey, weird and wired are letters away.
Yeah. I like the way you put things.
Things just pop into my brain. That's what it is. I think of things like that, and I just have to say them. I'm like, I gotta get that one out there.
Brilliant, man.
Yeah, but it's just like, that's why I write poems, because I realized I have that in me. That's why I like these I think it's
I think every rapper writes poetry, honestly.
But that's why I encourage individualism. That's why I tell people all the time, it's very, very important to figure out how you want to say things and say it that way. Because once you can do that, you can do what I'm talking about just now. Absolutely. Where those thoughts pop in my brain and I just, that's it.
You gotta not give a fuck what anybody thinks about you.
Yeah, because what I'm talking about is intuitively having things pop right into your head. I'm talking about you're so comfortable with just the way that you think that those things will pop in your head. That's the reason it happens. It's because my whole mindset. I've always thought that way. I know that's what it is. I think people just think about shit all wrong, and I think artists tend to be more open-minded for that reason. They're pulling in ideas all the time.
Well, yeah, absolutely. That's what makes an artist. I mean, when people say good art, that's simply a matter of opinion. But what makes an artist resonate?
What do you think? What do you think it is?
Whether they put the realistic emotion into any type of art they did. And when you do it, when no matter what it is, I've seen a girl do found art where she did these beautiful masks that she displayed at the art walk.
Okay.
A few years ago, and I mean, you could just see her personality shine through it. It was, they were like these intricate, very, very abstract, very, she did one like where they had a cigarette. It was amazing. Stuff I could never do in a million years. Shined her person. I mean, when somebody does, I seen one painting Seth did, where it was just, it's a portrait. It's kind of a portrait, and he said it reminds him of a relative, but it was the way he did the eyes. They were just, there's like infinite sadness.
Yeah.
It was like he really captured that, like infinite sadness in that painting's eyes, and it is just one of the most beautiful paintings I've ever seen. And,
what do you think is the hardest thing to capture in poetry?
In poetry, just like the ambiance of the whole piece. Like, I always think about how do I want to hit people with this? Like, how do I make this sound cool? How do I make this sound how do I bring people's attention to this and not make it cheesy and forgettable? I mean, that's every time I do a piece, I think it's got to be cool. It's got to be but not even cool. Nah, it's not about that. To me, it has to. But honestly, I don't write it has to resonate with me. But I always think how do I want to portray this? It's the most difficult thing is to really make people feel how you're feeling and see what you're seeing. Because everyone's gonna have a different perception. So when they can relate to you after you write a piece, but that's fine if they have a different perception of it. off your piece. Everyone's gonna get something different. That's fine, me as an artist. But anytime someone comes up and says like, "Oh my God, like I love the way you just painted that picture. I love the way you just portrayed it. Like because I went from it from a different angle, different perspective. Like, you know, I that appreciation, and that, I mean, that's the most difficult thing to do, to get people just to feel your emotion with your words. You know, I mean, you can scream, but it's like, sometimes I've heard people scream, you know, it's like someone's screaming, but are they happy? Are they happy or sad?
Well, you know, there's something about that that's interesting. I just feel like that's why I feel like words are built in this interesting way where they do kind of represent. It's as if you heard words, you understand what they mean. Like if you listen to sim language on those Sims games, it actually sounds like you know what they're saying because of the tones they speak in. If you listen and you watch a foreign language, you still kind of know what's going on, even though you don't, because of the way that
Universal
things sound.
body language.
No, the sounds, though.
Oh.
I mean the sounds.
The sounds.
Like, why would you message? Well, you should have like the
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying, though.
Okay.
You can imagine what I could have been saying, right?
Like, yeah.
And that's what I feel like words are like. It's interesting. I feel like they're built around that. That we kind of know how it sounds. And then we built around the phonetics of that. Because, like, you know, bad. Like when you look at a dog and you go, bad, 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 bad. The dog knows that. They don't know that. They know that. But it's how you say it too. But it's still weird. Like
tone,
if you said good, 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 that doesn't feel the same as if you said bad. There's something about that bad, bad. You know what I'm saying? It's the words built around the feeling. The word's not. It's not the feeling that comes after the word. The word's built around the feeling.
Yeah,
it's
if I say like it's fucking great.
Yeah, like that wouldn't be a swear word for no reason. Fuck and bitch and those swear words because they feel a certain way to say them.
We talked about how, you know, that's the only word sometimes that works to portray or emotion. I mean, fuck, every word is relative. It's time and place. You know, I mean, fuck portrays so much emotion, especially when you use it as an expletive.
Yeah, yeah.
Think about that.
You're goddamn fucking right.
Yeah. I agree. You know, that's you know, you always teach me something new, man.
Haha. I hope that I do that with all the people watching this show.
Collaborating with musicians.
Hey, this is why I love collaborating with musicians because I love, and for one, I hope the people that watch the show realize that's the point. We learn things here, and when I bring people in, I learn things about myself, because I think I learn about the way that I look at things, and I learn about the world through these conversations, and I learn things through people like you and anybody who comes and sits in that seat. There's so many different things you can learn from people, and there's different ways you can look at different things, and it's all about having that open mind and being able to have humility. How I was thinking just recently that pride and humility. Pride is nothing to be proud of. Humility is the true superpower.
Pride will be your downfall every time.
Yeah, just because people think of pride as this thing that like, oh, I'm proud of this, I'm proud of this. It's like you shouldn't be. You actually shouldn't be. There's a reason pride should be frowned upon because you should have the humility to be like, you know what? This doesn't matter that I did this. I can do better. I can do more than this.
Be secure but humble.
Yeah, well, and
it's just like Kipling said, if you can believe, if you can keep the faith when all men doubt you, but have allowance for their doubting too.
Oh, okay.
You know, I you know, I always think about like older like poets and writers, Like,
yeah.
I'm always inspired by them, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to inspire this new generation and just carry the message, keep the message going, but in a updated way.
What poets inspire you the most?
I would say Kipling and Frost a lot. Alexander Pushkin, ever since I was a kid, of course, every Russian person, knows. Maya Angelou. Tupac Shakur. Eminem. Some poets that no one's ever heard of. My friends that, sometimes just write a piece and blow me away. People I've heard at open mic stand-ups. I mean, everyone.
I have a story that I remember I was going to tell in the last one, and I didn't, and it's a great poetry story. So let me tell this. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to dive right in. And then you can tell me how you feel about it after.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Man, this one drives me nuts. Because this really happened, okay? Me. All right, we're talking about me.
Okay,
we're talking about us. Imagine this happening to you.
Okay.
In your poet mind.
I
was in poetry class in school.
I'm intrigued.
In about 10th grade. And we were, it's a poetry class. I'm talking about me. I'm 11th grade, maybe. And I'm a poet, man. That's in the last podcast we did together, I showed you that poetry poem that I did.
Absolutely.
About poetry.
Yeah.
This is the first poem I showed you on the podcast. That is the one that I wrote for an assignment at school. I wrote it for that class.
Oh, did you? Yeah, what grade?
We're supposed to write about a poem about a thing. So I was like, okay, I'll write a poem about poetry.
There you go.
But it had to be about a thing. It could have been anything.
Oh, like noun?
Anything. Yeah, any noun. And I picked poetry, yeah. So, yeah, so I did this whole class. And this one thing that bothered me in the class was that this lady, she was an English teacher. And she was having it so we would have people revise our poems, and then we would make a revised version of the poem. And that was part of the assignment.
I think it's a bad exercise.
Dude, I didn't.
Horrible exercise.
It's such a bad exercise, I didn't participate. I just said no.
Hell?
I said, you think I'm going to revise my poems?
I hate when teachers do
I've been saying.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, well, it's because she wasn't a poetry teacher.
Or hated
She was
it
an English teacher. And the other thing was, she, for me.
I think she just made some stuff up so she could just sit back and let the...
I don't know, man. Maybe you're right. Maybe it was just a lack of even care. Maybe she just didn't even care about it. But the fact that it happened drove me nuts because it made me get a bad grade. And it's like, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this. I've been saying every word I put in those poems, I put in there for a reason. I was doing that from the jump. You can't mess with my poems. You can't do it.
Yeah,
so,
why would she have someone else revise what you
She just
wrote?
didn't get poems. If I was a poetry teacher, I go the exact opposite direction. So the other part was, at the end of the year, that was the big part of it, and then I wrote it. No, you know what? I think that's it. I think that's the whole story. Yeah, I think that's the whole thing. But
so you didn't do it.
I didn't do it, and I failed poetry. The thing was, the real hook of it is that I failed poetry in school. And you wouldn't think Ruse, the rapper and the poet here, you wouldn't think I would have failed poetry. Poetry! Yeah. The class is made for me.
Dude, that's what... Yeah, no, it wasn't made for you. That's the thing. It was made for the curriculum.
Well, what frustrates me about it is there's such a better way to introduce people.
Have you seen Dead Poets Society? The guys that failed their class
I haven't seen it.
You've never seen it?
No.
Well, this won't ruin anything.
Okay.
But that's the thing. The worst students in there, the ones that were trouble, were the most talented.
Really?
Absolutely. It's
no spoilers.
I won't talk about Dead Poet Society anymore, but I mean, we both not poets are. I mean, artists are fucking fucked up people, man.
Yeah.
The more fucked up you are, the better artist you are. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
They should by now. You know, the more pain you felt in your life, the better you are at whatever genre that you're, or if you're just natural at something, you know. Like if you're just, like Mozart was just a natural at playing piano ever since he was just a little kid, man. He was born to play the damn piano. He was born to be a composer. You know, it's just it's just his natural instinct. For him, me, I can't. If I try to play the piano, dogs would commit suicide.
Do you think you're born to write poetry?
I was fucking born for that. I was destined for this. Everything that's happened in my life has led me on this path. Nobody could write the pieces that I write. You had to have went through the very unique experiences that I went through. You had to have been an immigrant and all that. Everything I've experienced, which is every poet, every artist has their own set of experiences, and then nobody could write what they write. I couldn't write what they write either because of their set of unique experiences. You know, so absolutely. So I was destined for this shit.
Let me ask you this then. With your art, would you consider it a part of you, or are you a part of it?
That's a very good question. That is a very cool question. You know, that's wow. You just blew my mind. Is it a part of me or both?
You think so?
No, it's both, man. It's at this point, like, I mean, batter is bad, but I definitely can hold my own as a poet. I mean, nobody can tell me I'm not a poet. Nobody can tell me I'm not a poet when, you know, is it a part of me in a huge way? Yeah, it's like it seems to like spin itself into every aspect of my life. You know, no matter if I'm, you know, when I'm hanging out with my daughter, when I'm, you know, hanging out with my friends, you know, just it's an outlet. I mean,
to the point where it's almost like a virus, and you feel it.
It weaves itself.
Well, what I'm saying
but
is,
it's good. But it's good sometimes. Like I'll be like riding my bike to work or something, you know, and I'll be working on a poem. I'll be practicing like a piece, or I'll be doing like regurgitating a piece I already did, and it focuses my mind. You know, writing poetry, it gives me something to focus on. Yes, it can be, you know, mind-boggling and devastating, but that's all part of the artist's experience. You know, I think I've come far enough to where I've passed it. Even if I draw a blank, I'm like, this is just gonna come to me. I know I've learned what to do. I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna leave it alone, and it's just like it'll pop into my head at the worst moments. Like when it gets busy at work or something like that, and I'll be like turn to like the most random person, like, give me a pen, no, give me a pen, or like I've had that happen to me before, yes, like, but that's how you know it's like real, it's true. Like if you're a writer and you haven't experienced that, then you're not real. Like you haven't like evolved as an artist. You know, like I should probably have learned by now to keep a fucking pen in my pocket.
So with that being said, let me say this. I think about it like when those thoughts pop in your mind and you want to capture them, it's because it's a vision. And you have this vision, this clear vision. And you know that vision won't be there forever, right? How can I capture this? Give me a pen, give me a paper. Let me capture it as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And I feel like...
Well, no, like, I'm sorry.
I'm onto something here.
Yeah,
I don't want to lose it.
No.
And so when it comes to taking a picture. It's like you have a vision. You see the vision. You got to capture it as soon as possible before we're out of this moment, before it's not like this, because it will never be like this again. Let's capture this vision right here, right now. And I think I lost my train of thought, but I guess I'll go this way. I just think there's something about that vision and that translation of that vision and that moment and capturing that, like that genuine representation of that interpretation of that moment right there, whatever that was. Like they saw that, and the
that
best
revelation.
Yeah, and it's the people who can communicate that, whatever that was, that revelation, that simple moment of revelation. And, you know, some of the best directors are the people who just continue to convey that over and over. They're so good at just making their movies feel grand, and just the way that they convey two people having a conversation. There's things like that. It's the way you look at the world, and we all view the world in these different ways, and that's why the process is so interesting. So we're all able to come to that revelation in so many different ways, and existence is beautiful because we are so different. And the way that you process something and the way that you portray it will be different than me, inevitably.
Absolutely.
And that's what's so great about it. And I can learn from the way that you portray it.
It's so beautiful. You have to experience that.
Yeah.
With other artists, like you have to expose yourself to that.
Yeah.
You know, is beautiful how other artists, the different artists' perspectives on things, and sometimes you might like, you know, might think like, oh, that's a grotesque perspective. That's not for you to judge. You have to remember that that's not for you to judge. And I've had to like learn that as an artist, and it's made me like look at things even more depth perception. Somehow, like, holy shit, like, I don't have any right to judge anybody's who says what they do is art. I mean, I've seen people sell a blank piece of paper, you know, as a modern art, and saying that that's like a picture of like light or something. And to me, I get it, but I don't get it. But it's not for me to get.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what the fuck I think. It's how it makes them and their and whoever sees that piece feel. That's what's relevant. That's the only thing that's real. Doesn't fucking matter how you and I feel about anything. Any kind of art. You know? Yes, and that moment, that moment when you have that revelation, and you're like, it's gotta be like this. It's gotta be like somebody hand me a pen for I forget this. You know, and nothing is more important. I mean, unless, you know, my daughter was like hurt or something. Nothing at that moment is more important than me writing down that verse. And that's why all that, I don't just want to, I have to share it. Why would I go through all of that and not give it to the people, man?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
If it took all that, it's got to be real. You know, it's got to be something from within me, deep within me. You know, like, if I feel like it has to be this way, this is the way it works. And when I finally realize how it works, like, holy shit, I have to write this down right now. After going through all that, why would I not let other people heal from it too? You know, it's no matter how it exposes me, no matter how one person might, oh, this is stupid, or who cares? That's not the point. It's not about you anymore. You know? It's like, it's just like any other drug, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's like any other fucking drug, man.
Yeah. I mean, I'm hooked on music for sure.
It's like the biggest adrenaline rush. And the biggest crash. And biggest calm down. Fuck crack. Writing poetry is one devastating. They need fucking a rehab center for poets. Man, but regardless, I mean, it had drastic effects on my life. Women have left me over me freaking out about writing a poem. I mean, I've lost friends. I've lost friends over just, but it doesn't matter. Because that's what, either someone who's going to accept that and understand that about you as an artist, but you also have to understand that, but I've learned also to control that part of me, like, okay, that anxiety, like, holy shit, like, when you freak out, because I know now, like, I'm going to finish this piece, one where, sooner or later. So I think I have more patience now that I'm older. I don't freak out about, like, oh my God, I gotta write this down or I'm gonna forget, like, I'm gonna finish this piece. Like, I think I've realized, like, even if I do it a different way, I'll know when it's done. I'll know when it works. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's inevitable. I'm going to write tomorrow. I'm going to write the next day. I might not write for weeks, and then something will pop into my head. And the same thing with you, writing music. The same thing with people who paint. It's going to inevitably happen. How it's gonna make other people feel? Whether it's gonna make you any money? You cannot control it, man. That's what makes a true artist. I think.
It doesn't matter when it lights your rock.
Yeah.
One day you'll break through that writer's block.
Yeah, you're right.
Man, I was trying to think of a way to make that work.
That was perfect. That was beautiful, man.
All right, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I like what you said too.
Which thing?
All of it. The whole thing. The whole spiel.
Sometimes I think like I know that every artist feels like I keep saying that, I mean, I'm grateful. I've gotten to the point where, because I've had moments where I'm like, why do I have this fucking curse just following me around? Why do words just like keep regurgitating themselves in my head until I write something down that's relevant to this?
Well, that's something with me too, man, is when I get those ideas for real, when I get a real idea for a song, for example, I mean, compared to poems, it's very similar to me. It's the same thing. It's like, I have to capture that.
Yeah.
What is that thread right there? What is that? And where can that go? And once I'm on that, I have to stay on that ball. Because if that ball stops rolling, what if it's not the same? And like you said, if I lose that, it's okay. I'll come back whenever I come back, and I'll figure it out, and I'll write it just the way it's supposed to be written. I know how it goes. Like, I wait for that rhythm to pick right back up wherever I find it again. But still, there's something about following that thread. And that was, I think, what I was going to say. I just remembered my thought, man. I'm happy we're back on it. Because I think what makes art speak to people is following that creative thought and the follow through of that, and the fact that you're able to convey that, and the fact that you take that thought and you translate it into something, and the fact that people struggle with that. People don't know how to say things. They identify with it because they're like, whoa, they just said the thing that I didn't know how to say. That's a lot of art. It's just, wow, that communicates a feeling that I know, but I just never knew how to express.
Absolutely, exactly.
And that's the beauty of words, too, because you can that's the worth of words, because you can take words and you can combine them in a way that will make sense of things to people in a way that it never did before. And you can do that in so many different ways, in new ways every day. You can combine words in brand new ways every single day, 100%. That's one thing that's definitely getting created all the time is brand new sentences. I guarantee it. They never run out. Words are like that.
And the way you form a sentence, where you put the word is going to create a different ambiance.
Exactly, yeah.
Is going to create compel a different emotion.
Yeah, exactly.
It's that important. Like, that's what people don't realize. It's that, the way, whether you go about it, like if you want a really, like, old-fashioned feel, you know, like, whether you start, you know, with, a place I've often been, or, I've often been to a place, you know, that's already creates, did you see the difference? A place I've often been. I've often been to a place. Like, it's going to create a different feel. I'm just using a sentence this different sentence structure as an example of how one word being moved creates a totally different feel to your piece. It's like, how do you want to make people feel? How do you feel about this topic?
Yeah.
You know, is it fire and ice? Then, you know, but do you have to say fire and ice? Can you say, Frost and Hades, or,
yeah,
you know, it's like, it just depends where you're going with your piece, man. Every word, and the way you use it, the word. Are you going to use it as a noun, or are you going to use it as an adjective? You know, that's going to change.
Well, I mean, there's the song I was showing you outside a moment ago where I say my poor blood pours from my pores. And it's just one of those things where I actually didn't realize that pour could be used in three ways until as I wrote it.
It's antonym.
Is that what that is?
I believe, don't quote me. A synonym is a word that sounds different and spelled different, but means the same thing.
Okay.
An antonym, I think, is a word that sounds the same, but could be spelled different, and means something different, right? I bet, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to.
I thought an antonym was who I saw at dinner. My antonym.
Yeah. It's pretty good. That sounds like almost like a Jeff Foxworthy joke.
Thanks. I could have got the delivery better, but it was a good joke nonetheless.
Well, I'm talking.
You think it worked? You think it worked the way I said it? I think I have a natural comedy way of talking on accident. I think I don't even have to try. Yeah, like I sound like I'm saying a joke, but I'm not. Because like people will think I'm lying to them sometimes. I'll tell them, no, I'm serious. You look great. They're like, they think I'm lying because the way I talk. They're like, they say, no, you're lying. No, you really look good. Oh, now I really know you're lying. It plays to my detriment a lot. Believe me. It sucks to always sound like you're joking. It's not a good thing.
I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure, guys. But like, I love this conversation, man. But maybe we can like wrap it up.
That's fine because I'm so hungry.
Me too.
Is there any you know what we didn't say on the last one?
Okay, but I would love to do one more poem before we wrap up.
Before you do that, where can people find your poetry? Is there anywhere online they can find it?
That's what I haven't had enough exposure, and unfortunately, I don't have a YouTube channel right now. I did have a friend videotape me and put me on his Instagram. And I believe it was one of Sestol's friends. I will get you that link, but maybe I should have my own.
You should.
I should have my own. I have no excuse.
Hey, maybe this can be the beginning of that. Maybe I could be the...
This was I was hoping. Like,
hey, you know what? You're going to help me get into comedy. I'll help you get into social media, get your poetry out there, and all that good stuff. We'll do each other. We'll one-up each other, right? Say again?
I said, I'm going to help you get some pussy. I'm just fucking with you.
We're doing comedy. We're already doing comedy together.
I mean, you cannot... You are not going to meet, like, another sarcastic asshole. Another person with my, just unique realm.
I don't know. I talk to assholes a lot.
I mean, assholes are plentiful.
I know.
Especially around here, but and
I told you I'm hungry.
Not one with my sarcasm. But, yeah, I would love to do just one more poem before we wrap up because, yes, I am famished as well. This is the latest poem I wrote, and I think this one just completely, like, captures how much my style has evolved and what I'm really trying to do. And this one, I mean, it's a bit satiric, but this is also one of my kind of heartfelt, serious pieces.
It's called A Tribute to Shit.
Spoiler, no. This poem's called Great Things.
All right.
Pride, would you please behave today? Don't bully common sense. I need you strength. And on the way, let's pick up confidence. Wait for your cue next time, sharp tongue. And please have some remorse. You and quick wit can sometimes be more trouble than you're worth. Wise conscience, would you lead the way? Guard us from senseless hate. Let's stick together and somehow we'll make it through today. Then we can all sit back and breathe, a deep sign of relief. With calm nerve guiding steady hand, great things can be achieved.
All right. Cool, man.
What do you think about that one?
I like it.
Is it, I mean, I wasn't sure if that one was, a bit like, I don't know, maybe it needed a revision, but I think that's the finished piece. I think it's the finished piece.
I think so.
I think I've been doing kind of shorter pieces because I'm aware of people's attention spans, and I think shorter pieces that say everything I want to say resonate more.
Well, you know what you could do is a series of short pieces as one piece. Do 10 pieces in a row of short pieces in a row. As somewhat.
I mean, that's pretty much like what I do.
Well, I'm just saying,
But that's a good idea. That's pretty cool.
Like, you do one long poem, but before you do that, you do 10 short poems to catch their attention first. If you're going on a stage or something, that's maybe.
That's a very good idea.
Yeah, because you could make it a whole thing. All the 10 in one.
Cool.
It's 10 poems in one poem.
I'll definitely keep that in mind.
Yeah. With that little tidbit of knowledge, I guess that's all we got for him today. All right, thank you for coming back so soon. I really appreciate you, man.
Thank you for having me, man. I've had a great time.
It's always a great time. It's always a great time when like-minded people get together and we can talk about what we care about.
Yeah.
And I think that more people need to see things like this, or not even that. Just follow their soul and follow their intuition and know that we want to connect with one another. We want to hear each other out and connect on that level.
Artists collaborate.
Just find where we're like-minded. It's not even that it's artists, it's that we're people. It's that we have similar things that we're passionate about.
Everyone is an artist. Everyone's an artist.
Everyone is an artist. I agree with that 100%. And it's the artists that we can find in each other that's what keeps us all alive. That's what keeps this world spinning. Every single day, it's that we find that child in each other, that artist, that person that still believes in something, that person that still looks up in the sky and sees constellations. They see a palette for them to paint. They see something. They see an aisle for them to paint. paint aisle? Is that what you call it? They see something. They see something for real. Because some people just look and they see nothing. My imagination's on fire all day long. I'm always thinking, how could this be something deeper than this? Where does this go from here? What does this mean? And that's what leads me to my greatest art. And I always follow that thread. And I want more people to do that. I want more people to follow that thread through each other and to speak with one another and learn from one another, because that's when that thread becomes even better. That's when they find more threads and they tie the best knot, the only knot that they could ever tie, the best knot that the world has ever seen.
This man's a metaphorical genius.
Yeah. So I'm saying tie the knot, all right? And I'm not talking about marriage. I'm talking about art, baby. Okay. Thanks so much for being here. I'm talking to you now.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. And thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate everybody in the world, for real. One love. That means what it means. One love. Think about that. With all that being said, Ruse Radio, clocking out.
I see it all from the watchtower. How I got powers, more than ever. Time flows like a hot shower, like a whole world and only one truth, like a whole life. Knew only